Hi guys, it's
Yeah.
2:55 p.m. Today we are discussing the 500 most influential people 2020 alongside the New York Press News Agency. We have interviewed more than 412 people around the world, including all the best people in India, all the best people in Pakistan, all the best people in Afghanistan and Nepal. Today we've got aryadayal. We are so excited to talk to her. But before I get into her conversation, I just want to kind of put the breaking news. Boris Johnson has put a national lockdown in London. So if you are watching this now, which I'm sure people are out there, please respect the guidelines, wear your masks, respect the government guidelines, hand sanitize yourself. And also just to kind of update in America, also in New York and Washington, Donald Trump has lost the election. So Joe Biden is now the president of America, and also Kamala Harris, which we're very excited about. So today, right now, we're interviewing Arya. We're so excited to talk to her. She's on the other line. Arya, good afternoon, good evening. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, Kiran. I'm having a great day.
Good. Well, I'm having a great day as well. Arya, first of all, my question to you, first of all, is now, me as a journalist, I'm going to, kind of ask you questions. I like to ask people questions that you've never had questions before, because I like to know more about you as a person. Yes, you're a fantastic singer. Yes, you're a social media star as well, which is fantastic. But at the same time, it's always good to know more about you. So my question to you, first of all, is how are you dealing with lockdown and quarantine? Obviously, the whole world is kind of, on edge. We're waiting for a vaccine at the moment. The vaccine's coming out, but well, hopefully. So how were you dealing with lockdown and quarantine when India was locked down?
Oh, in the beginning, I was alone. I was in the PG and I was alone in that floor. So it was just me with some books and me singing. The good part is that I got a lot of time to practice, to learn new songs. So what I do is I take a map and then I'll follow the countries, and I will go check out who's the best singer there and listen to their songs. So I got time to learn a lot. Uh, but I couldn't keep on learning for like 24 hours a day. But it's that wouldn't work, right? So yeah, was having a hard time also because I couldn't meet my friends. I was alone in the PG in Bangalore.
Right.
So it went that way. Yeah.
No, that's understandable. Now, my question to you also, my other question to you now is, how did you start your career? Because obviously, we all struggle. There's always struggles. No one is gifted. I mean, yes, if you're lucky, you have, very family connections, etc. But you still have to work for your acting. No one, your mum and dad can have great connections, but it doesn't matter about that. The fact is, if you're singing or you're acting or you're dancing isn't top notch, no one's really gonna entertain you. So how did you start your career?
So I've been learning music for the past 20 years, 20 plus years. So it has always been there with me. So even when I was doing my graduation and my post-graduation, I made it clear to everyone around me that I wouldn't miss my class. So it is hard, but then the joy when you get after you do a concert, when somebody comes around and says, "Oh, girl, you sing pretty well," that just gave me a lot of happiness, and still it gives me a lot of happiness. So I wouldn't say I chose music as a career because I learned post-graduation in statistics. So I'm a statistics postgraduate. I didn't did a certificate course for music. I didn't do anything like that. So I just took it along with me because it made me happy. It gave me some time out of the regular things that was happening around me. So it just happened, yeah.
Fantastic, Arya. Now, my question to you also is, now, the industry that you're in is a very, how do I say this? It's a very brutal industry. It's a career where my family used to say to me, well, not me, but I know people that are very established actors, and they always say to me, look, it's an industry where it's never guaranteed. one day you're going to be well known. The next day and 5 days later, that's it. Your career's finished just by saying the one silly thing or doing the one silly thing. Or, you know, there's a lot of London actors here, English actors and celebrities that go out to nightclubs and they ruin it for themselves by getting drunk and thinking it's okay to be in the paper. And I'm looking at that going, that's just so immature, because you're ruining your entire image just for one picture to be in a newspaper. How selfish and ridiculous that is. So my question to you is, where do you see your industry, where do you see your career going in the next 5 years? Do you see you collaborating in, you know, English films, Hollywood films? What's your next plan?
Definitely, I see myself out there as a singer, and events that has happened in my life in the past 2-3 months has given me so much confidence. So much confidence that I was a bit down during the lockdown initial days, but then it just boomed in 2 or 3 days, which has happened to me 4 years back. Okay, so it was there. A viral video was there 4 years back. So it was an experience. And this time I was able to deal with it a bit more maturely, I guess. So yeah, I think it's gonna go pretty well. And plus the insecurities we were talking about, I think it's there in every field. Like if you're doing a regular job, whatever it is, it's there. It's not just the music industry, it's not just the movie industry, it's not just you know, even if it is the IT field, whatever it is, it's there. The risk is there. I believe it's the same. I believe it's the same.
Fantastic, Arya. Yeah. Now my question to you also now is, family. What does family mean to you? Obviously family, you know, mother and father and parents, etc., you know, they're very valuable. What advice does your family give you on a daily basis? Because, you know, you being as a woman, being a woman, being on social media, you know, being in the spotlight, you know, it can be a very grueling aspect, you know, because end of the day, you know, you're very, you know, I salute people like you, because end of the day, you're a woman, you go out there, you know, hate and jealousy is always out there on the world of social media, and you have to be brave about that. So my question to you is, what does family mean to you? And what advice does your parents give you?
Coming from a middle-class Indian family, I have to fight for every bit of everything. So my parents, they are supportive, but inside their heart, they're afraid what's going to happen. They are confused. They even doubt if I could stand on my own feet. So it's like I have to give them that guarantee that I'll be fine. So that's the hardest part. And while you're talking about family, I would love to include my dear friends to that, you know, family group, because they are the ones who give me that much support. Because my parents are sometimes clueless. They don't know what's happening out there. They don't know how to deal with all these things. But my friends are there, and they are there to discuss things. They are there with me to give me an answer, whatever the issue is. Yeah.
Fantastic. Excellent, Arya. Now, my other question to you is, what's your future projects going on? What kind of stuff are you releasing? You know, are you doing a web series? Are you doing a Hindi film? Are you hanging out with Priyanka Chopra? You know, anything. What kind of stuff do you, you know, you got coming up that we would love to know about?
Okay, Kiran, I am doing my single right now. My single song is going to be out soon in 2-3 weeks. Excellent. So the editing process is going on. So I wrote this song, which is obviously about how I vision my future.
Excellent.
So that's the song.
Fantastic.
It's called King of My Kind.
Fantastic. Now tell me about your past. I want to know more about your childhood. What was it like growing up, you know, as, you know, because of me being from the westernized world and, you know, me catering to the westernized audience, I think people would love to know, what was it like growing up when you were a child? You know, was you around influential people as a child when it comes to singing, or did you fall into it? What was your child upbringing like?
Okay. Um, it's like I believe it's like every middle class Indian girl. Yeah, it's the same. uh, but the thing is, I was ready to fight for everything. Even if I have to go listen to a concert, I had to, argue with my parents for a week or two because I have to go there. Because in my place, these concerts weren't happening. So I had to obviously go to Chennai or Bangalore or to Cochin, and it was like 300, 400 kilometers from my house. I remember fighting with them, and one day I took a ticket without telling my dad that I had to go, and it was like that. I obviously knew what I wanted. So,
Brilliant. Fantastic. Excellent.
yeah.
Now, my other question for you is, what's the craziest thing that you've done in your career? And also, actually, you know what? Let's leave that question for another time. What's the best experience that you've had in your career? My baby being on a film set, working with other people, or maybe being a concert, etc., or maybe collaborating. What's the best experience that you've had that you've never told anybody before?
Oh my. Uh, the past 2 months, every day is a lesson for me. I'm meeting new people, I'm collaborating with them, singing for music directors. Like, I have never done those things before. And 3 days back, maybe, I sang the same song in 3 different studios. And it made me realize how much effect it has on the songs that you're putting out. And just I got tears. It just I started. Yeah. So every day is basically I'm learning every day, meeting new people. It's great. Having a good time. Yeah.
Fantastic. Excellent. And my other question to you now is, in the next 2 years, we don't know what's going to happen in the film industry or the music industry. You know, we don't know what's going to happen. Social distancing is really affecting. Do I think this vaccine is going to change the world? Not really. I think it's going to do worse. But that's my opinion. Me as a journalist, as an investigating journalist, my job is to, see things from a different angle. Do I look at that and go, yeah, that's going to solve it? Not really. But you know what? We live in a world where we have to respect what the government say. So my question to you is, where do you see your industry in the next 2 years? Do you think it's going to go down good, or do you think it's going to go down bad?
I believe the internet is going to definitely take over, and the indie field is going to come up. It's going to rise like way above the film music industry, I believe, in the coming 5 years. Yeah.
Excellent.
That's going to take up, definitely.
Excellent, fantastic. And who's your role model that you would love to collaborate with? Who's one person that you've never told anybody before, and you've always had a bit of a crush on him? Not a crush, but like, it could be a woman, it could be a man. I mean, I have many crushes. I love Jennifer Lopez. I mean, I adore her. And if it comes to Bollywood, yeah. I like who's that beautiful girl? Kajal. I love Kajal. She's fantastic. Oh. Beautiful woman. So who's one of your persons that you would love to collaborate with?
I would love to collaborate with Taylor Swift. She's everything.
In the Bollywood
started
in the Bollywood industry.
In the Bollywood, definitely, Rahman. I adore his song. Like, he's wonderful.
He follows me on Instagram, so he will. He follows me a lot, so he'll get to see this interview. Don't worry.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Yeah. After you, continue.
Yeah. Yeah, so Taylor Swift is my inspiration. So I started writing songs when I was 16, 17. So the first song that's it was, we were both young when I first saw you. I
Brilliant.
just
Beautiful.
love that song. I just love that song. And then
It sounds,
I wanted to.
no, after you, darling, after you. Sorry, I was interrupting you. Sorry. After you. After you.
Okay. Yeah. So it made me realize that if I try to write something, it may come out as a song, and that's how I started it. So so I always wanted to do a collaboration with Taylor Swift. I just love her. I adore her. She's gorgeous.
Well, I know her as well, so I'll be sending her this link as well. How about that? Yeah. Listen, I got,
Kiran has told you, right?
yeah, I got the keys to everyone. Don't worry, I have the keys to everybody's doors. Don't worry. You can't escape Kid and I. Anyway, my other question to you is,
Okay.
being a good person, I always believe in myself. Like, you have to be a good person. Am I a person where I don't tolerate anyone's rubbish? Absolutely. I'm a person where I stand my ground. If I see something that I don't like, I will say it. I don't care who you are. If you're some big Hollywood actor, Bollywood director, I do not care who you are. If I see something that's wrong, I will say it. Now I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a breaking news question. Now I'm going to ask you something. Now, basically, you don't have to say it. I'm going to give you an option. You don't have to the camera. You don't have to talk about this if you don't want to. But I believe people like you, celebrity-wise, and people who are influential, they can change people's thinking a tiny bit. Now, there was a big breaking news in India recently about Irfan Khan that passed away, Rishi Kapoor that passed away, the great Rishi Kapoor, the actor. But there was an actor that passed away recently. His name is called Sushant Singh, right? It's a very delicate situation, I know, very sensitive. But at the same time, I believe his death has been treated disgustingly. Disgustingly. Because you know what? It looks like it's a PR stunt for people to make ridiculous videos on YouTube and tweet about it so they can gain more followers. And also, the CBI investigation is awful what's happened. That's my opinion. I live in a country where it's freedom of speech. What was your opinion about that situation? And how did you feel when a great actor, a good looking actor passed away like that? How did you feel when you heard that news?
Obviously sad. I was shocked to hear about his death, but the reaction of the people did shock me a lot, and the discussion that was going about mental illness, it was way above. It was in a place where, like, it was in a position where you can't even correct people uh, when it comes to mental health issue, because they don't understand. So but then talking about is like we would lose our energy, we would lose our time, but then still we have to put out our opinions and put out like what I think or what you think. It was tiring. uh, what do I say? It's hard, it's sad, it's
Very
hard.
sad. Very sad. I'll finish it off for you there. Very sad situation because someone good looking like him passed away. Great talent.
Not just about good looking, it's not just about great talent, but when a person dies that way and talking about him, uh, you know it's not human, I guess. uh, that's not the proper way to, you know yeah, it's not the proper way.
I know, Ari, I know. And my last question for you now: who do you dedicate all your success to? What advice would you give to young people out there that want to start their career in the way of music, etc., and maybe the arts and entertainment? Because now everyone's on social media. We interviewed Kari Manati recently, Mumbai Nikyo, Ranveer Biceps, etc., and whatever his name is. Now, what advice would you give to young people out there that don't have connections? And also, who do you dedicate your success to?
uh, I would say not just to young people, but to everybody to explore things that they love
Hmm.
and go deep into it. So, if when it comes to music, don't just listen to Beyonce or Billie Eilish or somebody like that. Go listen to Idir, go listen to Chavela Varghese. So, somebody who's there on the core, listen to the core music and just enjoy it. Uh, that's what I would love to say. Be
Excellent.
happy with, be
Excellent.
happy with it. Yeah.
And
Uh,
any message to your fans out there? Any message to your fans that hopefully going to see this later on? Are they any kind of message you want to say to your fans or your mother or your father or your friends? I know you've got a great agent next to you as well, great manager next to you. You know, any message you want to say to people that supported you?
oh, I love everybody. It's great. Take care, everyone. Take care.
Brilliant.
Just be good. Be good. Yeah.
Excellent. And before you go, my darling, can we, you sound like a very confident person. If I asked you to kind of sing one of your delicate songs to us, whatever, you know, whatever your love choice is, we would be very delighted to listen to you.
Okay. I don't have my uke with me, so
That's
I'll
fine.
sing a Kathakali Padam,
Go for it.
which is Kathakali. You know Kathakali, right? From Kerala. Yeah.
I do.
So it's a classical art form. So I'm
Excellent.
gonna sing few three. It's called as Padam. Okay.
Beautiful. Excellent. I'm excited.
Yeah. ആനന്ദ തുന്തിലനായിര ശൂന്യ ആപന്നനിലാകിലോ ആപന്നനിലാകിലോ നൂനമു നിനച്ചോളമില്ലോ ശിവചിന്തന നിയമിഷോ ജാലന്തം ഭ്രാന്ത്വാപതവാ ജാലന്തം ഭ്രാന്ത്വാപതവാ കലമതിരുതനുതകൈരവിമയി പദ കലമതിരുതനുതകൈരവിമയി പദോ നിജരാജ്യോ കൈരടിയോ വനരാജ്യവാസിയായേ നിജരാജ്യോ കൈരടിയോ വനരാജ്യവാസിയായേ കവിരാജ പ്രസന്ന ദേവോ രവിരാജമാനേ ചുമ്മാ വെടിഞ്ഞു പോയി തവശപ ക്രാന്തനായി കല്യകലേ അഹമമലേ കല്യകലേ അഹമമലേ വന്നിതു സുന്ദരി നിന്നരികിൽ ഇനി വന്നിതു സുന്ദരി നിന്നരികിൽ Yep.
Excellent. Beautiful. Honestly, beautiful voice. Honestly, congratulations. And Arya, I want to say thank you so much for your lovely interview today. And you have such a sweet personality and a lovely voice. So I also want to congratulate you being on the 500 most influential people 2020, alongside all the biggest stars around India. I will be sending your name with a poster. It will be on the official Power List 2020 poster. I'll be presenting it to you alongside 500 other people's names on there. So congratulations for your success.
Thank you so much, Kiran. It's great time talking to you.
You too.
Thank you.
Give me one sec before you go, darling. Give me one sec.
Okay.